Disclaimer: the content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Users should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they may have, and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions. And now...
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben and Amy, the Heavy Truth.
Hi.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Very good.
Good.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back. It's been a hot minute since we've been together, since we've been able to talk to you guys. We've been in San Antonio, Texas for several days.
Yeah, so we thought we would do a little recap on our obesity conference that we attended in San Antonio a couple weeks back.
Yeah. End of October, the 24th, 25th through the 29th kind of thing, right? Obesity Medicine Association put on their fall conference, Overcoming Obesity 2023.
Right. Yeah, it was nice. I had never been to San Antonio before, so had a fun time exploring when we weren't in class listening and learning, and, you know, being able to bring back education and knowledge to then, you know, let our patients be aware of and help us grow as clinicians as well.
Right. And then tell our listeners all about the things that are in the world of obesity medicine currently and what might be coming in the future. And then we also were able to go through the vendor market, right, and talk to some of the different product people that were there to discuss things like medications and diets and protein supplements and all kinds of different things that help those of us that struggle with obesity to move things along in the right direction, right?
Yeah, the vendor part of the conference is always interesting. You know, you have a bunch of people that are really wanting to promote what they have, and they come out and grab you and have all kinds of swag and everything else. And then there's other ones that may not have product available on the market, which, you know, that we could talk about that later, but I'm sure some of you guys can read.
You know who you are.
Read through the lines on that one. But yeah, I mean, we had a good time, like finding just new, like you said, new product and everything. There was this one, and now it escapes me where they were from, but she had a supplement that was supposed to mimic like GLP-1s. Remember that lady?
Yes, she was from New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand.
And you were very interested in the fact that she had come all the way there just to push her product.
I was. I'm like, did you travel all this way? And she goes, what, from like Tampa or something?
Actually,
and I'm
I think
like,
you said to her while she was speaking with an accent, "Are you from here?" And I just kind of looked at you like, did you not hear her just speak? Of course she's not from here. But what you meant was, did she fly all the way here just for this?
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, she wasn't from here. I mean, I didn't know if she had moved here, she started this business or what. I mean, knew she wasn't from, you know, the US, right?
Right. But you meant like, did she come specifically for this conference? But she had traveled to several conferences and things in the course of the last few weeks.
Yes.
For the product that she was
promoting.
Yeah, I was going to say pushing. Sorry, not pushing if you're listening.
Yeah, pushing, promoting. No, but I mean, and she was so nice, and so she spent a lot of time with us and everything. And I'm to be honest, I haven't completely researched it yet, even for myself to then.
Oh my God, I've flown to New Zealand to talk to her already.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, she was very interesting, but we got a full bottle of her supplement, which you know, I know wasn't cheap, but so that was fun. And then we had we had a lot of our drug reps, you know, or companies, I should say, but specifically something that was funny was, you know, there's only a couple drug reps that have come to see me where I am.
And me.
And you, yeah. So when we were talking, I stopped at this one booth, and they had asked for, I was from, and, do you use this product? And I said, well, yes, I do. And she was like, well, do you know who your rep is? And I go, no, I've never met him. And she goes, oh, well, weird. He's here. Let me have you talk to him.
Yeah. I remember.
And he was he your rep too?
He was my rep too. And then he tried to say that he had come to see me or reached out to me several times, but couldn't find me. And I was like, good luck, buddy, because you'd never reached out to me because it's just me. You never came to see me. And so now he has reached out to me. And I had forgotten to bring business cards, so that didn't help.
Yeah, I did the same. And I wasn't, you don't go to those same things necessarily to promote yourself, but there is a lot of networking there. So I did,
Absolutely.
I should have had that as well. But I do believe that he did reach out to me as well. So I think he's making an effort, but, now with these, we know we have a new medication coming out. So I
Which
think
we'll talk about in future.
we will talk about, but I think now they're coming out of the woodwork,
Oh my God,
right?
yeah.
Because they're like, oh, there's more. So now we have to promote our stuff.
Absolutely. But there were a lot of good topics, other than, it sounds like Amy and I like the vendor mart. Well, yeah, there were snacks and things there too. So, but I think there were a lot of good topics that many of the presenters went over that were kept everything moving, throughout the day. There were some really good speakers on things like the impacts of social determinants of health, right? With eating patterns. How available are you? Do you live in a food desert, meaning you don't have the accessibility to food and healthy, what people say, healthy snacks or healthy eating? And so we talked about that. There were actually hands-on cooking demonstrations and caseworker, breakout sessions, right? Where they were talking to different scenarios in order to see what the best determinations would be as patients that were struggling with obesity were coming through. And so those were just a few. And, and then we were able to meet with our colleagues, right? And there was everybody there were registered dietitians there, many advanced practice clinicians like you and I, both nurse practitioners and physician's assistants.
Social work was there.
Social work physicians in all areas, not just obesity medicine, were there. The president of the Obesity Medicine Association was there giving the address every morning and leading the conference. But when you were there with your colleagues and all of, we were all sitting there, what takeaways did you have from some of these things that we were talked about?
A couple things. Mostly I was very excited to hear that a lot of these clinicians were already doing things that I do in my practice currently, which I'm like, oh, pat on the back, Amy, but no, truly, what I do and everything I've learned from my own research and from collaborating with you and things that, again, I read about, right? So that I incorporate that into my practice, but then to hear other people doing the same thing or similar, ways of practice, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm definitely doing something right, so that was helpful as well. But I think it was important to listen to how they treat their patients in regards to, if they put them on any type of, restricted eating plan, or they require them to do some type of exercise, or they have some behavioral therapy that needs to be involved. Right. It is definitely not just throwing meds at people.
No, correct.
And a lot of them felt that same way. And I am that way. I know you're that way. And it's just super important that it has to come with other changes in your life, and not just putting a Band-Aid by giving someone medication.
Correct. And that's a really good analogy, because when you take the Band-Aid off, we always hope it's healed, right? But with obesity being the chronic disease that it is, we know that when people get down to what is a goal weight or what they feel is a healthy BMI, it's something you still have to work at, right? So if you haven't learned those building blocks along the way, which is something we'll talk about in future episodes, it's just one of those where we can gain weight back, myself included, right? And then we always gain back more. So I agree. Hearing that, you can't go wrong when you have, almost 1,000 other represented health providers and people in a room all on the same page, and presenters from around the world really presenting, saying these are where obesity medicine is moving, and some of that we're already doing. It does not stroke your ego, but make you feel good that I'm already doing it right, and then we're learning what else we do to keep things moving, which is a good part of the education that the Obesity Medicine Association provides for us as members and even non-members.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. I think also something that hit home was how they talked about different billing aspects and, making sure that things are coded and billed properly. And, from a clinician perspective, we always want to make sure that we're billing properly and patients aren't getting charged, unnecessarily, or we're just not coding it right so their insurance doesn't cover it. So that was a big part of it as well, making sure that we were coding and billing properly. So that for me, that was also helpful. Some offices are cash based, some are, insurance based, and a lot of people were trying to talk about, well, what does that look like, and what does it look like for you? And
so a cash based, that's like what, right, in my own mind, is like what people hear, the concierge medicine, right? You're coming in to get a specific service that you're paying for, right? Again, then I know it's not like this, but I feel like maybe people that are not are medically inclined in the medical field hear a cash-based service and they think I'm going to walk in to get medications, right? And it's, yes, in some practices we see it's like that, right? But I think we're steering our practices to look differently, that people now need to realize, right, how things look. But I agree with you. That was really interesting to find out, because a lot of times, I don't want to keep bringing this back to medications, but a lot of times medications are denied because things aren't billed properly. Diagnoses weren't put in properly, or insurance companies are taking a different, ICD code than what we learned to put in, or what Epic put in for us, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And that brings it back to...
Not trying to say anything bad about Epic. Let me throw that out there. If anybody working for Epic is out there.
No, I mean, because it's all built for like our individual area, or like our, area that we work in. But the problem is when we have patients come see us and they ask for specific medications that are not indicated for obesity, and they have it in their mind that, oh, well, my whoever, my primary or cardiologist or whoever it was said that you'll give me X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And, they already come in with this, oh, I'm going to get these medications. And then here I am saying, no, you're not, so.
You're not diabetic. You're not X, Y, Z. Right? And it was good, because I think there were many people from all aspects. Like there were physicians, there were surgeons, there were NPs, and there were, people from other organizations, like former presidents of the AANP and things like that, discussing the fact that all of us in the medical field need to realize what are the correct diagnoses in order to get the right medications, get things billed appropriately. And so I think all of them putting that out there wasn't then just, us, the lonely, how the old term, and again, not trying to offend people, we still hear it, mid-level providers. We don't provide mid-level service. Let me throw that out there. That we're not trying to educate the OBGYN, the whoever who isn't familiar with weight loss medications. But I think now more and more with obesity creeping in and affecting all these fields, I think it was really good, like I said, to have all of those people in there learning and growing together. Right?
Yeah, for sure. And then there definitely was a handful of them, at least that I met, that were incorporating obesity medicine within their family practice or their endocrinology practice, So, it is branching out, but at the same time, you have to give enough time to see those patients. Yes. And I'm not always sure that is feasible when you're in, family practice specifically.
Right.
And,
Right, because so we sat down one morning for breakfast, Amy and I, with a couple that were doctors. I don't remember where, but they said they have
like Seattle or something, wasn't it?
15-minute visits to see their patients. And that's not enough time to, you're seeing these family practice people for their, whatever, diabetes and hypertension and whatever. And yes, you might touch on obesity, but you don't have the time to go into what the specialties do or continue to follow up. So I think that's hard as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, their face when, we were telling them times we have, they're like, that's what we want. We need that. You need that. And, we right now with our, just family practice patients, 15, 20 minutes tops, so.
That's what they were saying, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they were trying to, that was another couple that was trying to figure out how maybe they can incorporate and put like a weight management program within their, office, I think. They were nice, but yeah, and then we had people talking about eating disorders,
Yes.
disordered eating, and how that plays a big part in obesity and management of.
Yes, and the use of psychologists and psychiatrists, and they were talking about group learning or group
coaching,
which is a lot of organizations and places are looking into that, not only for a cost aspect for patients, but also for that support, right? Sometimes people learn better in a group or are easier to talk, stand up and talk in a group setting kind of thing too.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, the patients that we only, we may see them once a month, at the earliest, right? Once a month. They need more than that most of the time.
Yeah.
So if you think about some of the commercial weight loss programs out there, they have weekly support groups, support classes, so we know that works. We know that support works. So how do you incorporate that in a program, but then still have it make money or, be beneficial to the people that are leading it?
An insurance-based program.
What?
Insurance-based program, right? Because these commercial ones out there are not insurance-based.
No, exactly. Right. Yes, to clarify. Exactly. Yeah. That's cash pay and everything else. We recently started health coaching within my program. It seems to be going great. Patients really love it. And, we have multiple different presenters with different expertise. And I think it's going very well, so, and that is a cash, it's per class, and it's with, led by our coordinator and everybody else there's certain people that would be talking, but so far feedback's good because they do need that follow-up. They need that continued. It's never gonna weight and obesity, and you constantly need to build on it. You need to work at it. You can't just, I've lost my 30 pounds and I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, then they're going to be back and 50 pounds, heavier.
Right. And in addition to all of these great classes that they put out, right? We got continuing education credits, yay us. They put out lunches and snacks for us as well. They tried to, I guess, do the healthy options.
Yeah.
Some of those were questionable.
Some were definitely questionable. There had to be a couple coffee runs by
our
assistant.
By our assistant,
Mike.
Yes, Mike. We thank you.
You're welcome.
I am sure Amy thanks you because I'm not the friendliest person in the morning without my Starbies.
Did she try to make you coffee one morning?
Yes, she did try to make. So the first morning, because it, of course, was at the ass crack of dawn, and Amy and I came downstairs and we were like, wow, look at this breakfast. Yeah, about that. But anyway, she said, I'm going to make you a coffee because Mike hasn't said if he's going to go yet. So Amy...
It was raining. It was
pouring rain.
Pouring rain. I'm like, he's not going to go.
Bless you, Amy. And I only drink an iced coffee. Yes, I am that bougie, as my friends, no offense to what I'm about to say, as my friends say, bougie white girl, even though I'm not that. And she made me a latte. And I will tell you, she got an A. What did I say? You had an A for...
A for effort.
A for effort.
But a B
but a
minus on
C-ish
execution.
for execution, which averaged out to maybe a B minus. Of course, you were trying to pull yourself up to a B plus, but that wasn't happening. But
I had to go find ice. I had to ask Maria for ice.
you did.
So I
But
had to
were
go
you
do
also
that.
not going to? You also contemplated reaching your hand into one of the water pitchers and pulling ice out.
No, I wasn't gonna put. I'm not that much of a savage. I
Okay.
wasn't gonna put my hand in there. I mean, I was just gonna pour some in a cup and filter it out. I was, my bartending skills. Just, we got it.
So note to self is not to go to Amy for a bartender.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. I was quite impressed.
Okay,
And I don't
well.
like iced coffee.
Okay.
So I have to say I didn't even try it. I just knew,
Clearly.
let me just put in some sugar
But-
here, some Splenda, whatever.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, Texas, step it up. Splenda is better than stevia. Don't give me that stevia BS. Sorry. And those of you can write in and tell me something different. That's fine. That's fine. But then thankfully during the conference that morning, as I was trying to drink Amy's B minus concoction, Mike did text saying he was running for coffee. So that's great. We were happy about that.
So then Ben wasn't bitchy anymore, and
Yeah.
we got our coffee and
Less bitchy.
less bitchy, right? And then, then lunches.
Again, sometimes questionable.
Yes, it was funny though. There was one participant. I don't know, someone that was at the conference and
An attendee.
an attendee. She was given Maria, and I'm calling her Maria because I know her name was Maria, but Maria trouble because there was no bread. There was no bread at the
No,
buffet.
no toast.
Toast, whatever.
yeah.
Toast,
Toast,
bread,
yeah, didn't she say that?
whatever.
Bread, whatever.
Yeah. And she's like, why is there no toast or bread or muffins or
There's
I
no
don't even know.
carbs.
The carbs,
Yeah,
yeah.
she had her plate full of carbs.
Yeah.
I wanted to laugh about that.
Yeah, that was funny. But so it was good people watching.
Very good people watching.
And I felt like myself anyway, just kind of slid in and slid out. I didn't make any scenes, we just went to our table where we were sitting and we just listened and
Other than reaching in that ice thing to make me that coffee.
you know what, maybe
That might be
maybe
it.
that's where this is going.
Yeah.
So when we were out in one of the nights after, a long day in the conference, we actually ended up
By the way,
meeting-
if anybody from the Obesity Medicine Association is listening, give us breaks between these people talking.
Yeah, that was a lot of people got up often,
Yeah.
because you can't sit there, from 7:30 a.m. until 11:30 or 12, just nonstop people,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can lose me in an hour, right? If I'm not interested in what they're talking
An
about.
hour is kept us pretty long.
Yeah, it's true. But we
We went out.
went out, I ended up meeting up with my sister and her husband.
Yes, I
which
got
you
to meet
met.
her. She's nice. Her
Yeah.
husband as well. We went to a
Yes.
lovely restaurant for dinner.
We did. It was very nice. It was a great time, and right on the Riverwalk, which
Right on
was
the
beautiful.
Riverwalk,
You know,
where
I'd
you
never
almost
been there.
fell in, pushed in something.
Yes, right. Some drunk guy almost pushed me in.
Yeah. Not your husband.
No.
No, he was not
He would have.
drunk.
He would have saved me.
Oh, well.
I know, it's
Anyway.
a little sketchy in there.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, we were at this dinner, and then all of a sudden, this lady comes up to me, and she starts talking to me, and she had a heavy accent.
On the Riverwalk, nowhere near our conference.
No, nowhere near the conference. And she said something about weight or something, and I actually thought she was saying that I looked good. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought she was commenting on how I looked.
Of course
and
you did.
And I'm like,
Thank you.
Thank you. And she just kind of looked at me, because she's like, huh? And I said, what was that? And she goes, the conference. You were at the conference? And I go, oh, yeah, I'm at the conference. She goes, yeah, I know. I saw you there. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. Did I do something that I stood out for her to notice me? I don't know. Maybe it was me digging into the ice.
Yeah, she was like, look, Starbucks sent a barista here to see all about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably not that, though.
I don't remember seeing her, but it was just funny. Like we were
You
nowhere
don't remember
near the
seeing her
conference.
among the 2,500 people that were there?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just stand out.
Yeah. And yes, so we went another night to try to have barbecue in the freezing cold because it dropped from 85 while we were there to about 40. one of the nights. And well, I am from Texas originally, so I know barbecue runs out, but we went to this restaurant and got there and all they had were side dishes left.
Oh, you were so
I was
pissed.
so mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mad. So we went somewhere else. It was very good.
Uh-huh.
Went back to the hotel where we had a nightcap and dessert, and people watched more about the more people that were there for the Obesity Medicine Association conference.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the Alamo.
Saw the Alamo. Mm-hmm. That was interesting. They had reenactments.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that was definitely that.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That was on one of the hot days for sure.
Yeah. It
Not the 40-degree day.
not the 40-degree day.
And thank goodness I packed heavy. I had a wide range of things to wear.
As did I.
Unlike the
Our
assistant
assistant.
who came and all he had was shorts and and t-shirts.
Yeah. So then you had to buy a sweatshirt.
Had to buy a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Well, I have a shirt that says San Antonio on it now, so I'm fine.
Oh,
You would have bought that regardless of if you needed to buy it or not.
yeah.
This is accurate.
Yeah, I traveled with 2 large suitcases full of clothing and shoes as well. But again, I was prepared.
You had 2 suitcases for the 4 days?
Are you judging me?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yes,
it's a lot.
I am yeah,
You're just fully prepared.
absolutely.
But you did share your coat, so I
I
appreciate that.
did share my
Yeah,
coat with the
that was
assistant
nice.
who came unprepared.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But yes, I did have, I have, when you come to a conference like this, you don't know what the attire is like, right? So I bring enough business casual for the days that I'm there. And then if we're with colleagues, right? Are we going out to dinner? Where do they want to go to dinner? And so there has to be changes of clothing, wardrobe changes, right?
No, absolutely. And then you have your comfy clothes that you're changing into while you're, in the evening.
Yeah.
You
The
could
moment the
change-
conference ends.
I know I changed 3 times most
Easily.
days. Most
Easily,
days
yeah.
to change, in and out of whatever. So
And then it's 85 outside and you're wearing something and, well, I don't know. Your underwear you sweat through to your underwear if you're wearing underwear. And then, so you got to change anyway.
you bring 25 pairs of underwear for 4 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. What if you fell in the Riverwalk? That would have ruined that outfit that you would possibly may have worn the next morning if you only wore it out to dinner.
Yeah, right. It definitely was an experience. It was fun.
It was fun.
Learned a lot.
We look forward to the next one coming. Those of you that are interested or want to look and Obesity Medicine Association, maybe become members or non-members. The next one is coming up in Denver in April, roughly around the 24th-ish
Yeah.
for a couple days. It's always a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time.
You'll see Amy and I'll come with 2 suitcases. She will as well, but she'll lie about it. And then our assistant Mike will come with, I don't know, maybe a shirt or 2.
Or maybe he won't come.
Or maybe he won't come.
I'll bring your business cards.
Oh, there you go. See, he'll get to bring our business cards and yeah,
Hand him out.
yeah. Hence assistant.
Yeah, I think that's good. Welcome any feedback you guys have, any questions you may have. Make sure you follow us. Tell your friends about our podcasts because we're fun to listen to and informative. Sassy, right, Ben?
Very sassy. And I've had Starbucks already today. Yes, absolutely. So they can find us on TikTok, Instagram, theheavytruth.net.
They're all on theheavytruth.net.
All on theheavytruth.net.
Yeah, all the links.
All of them.
Follow and share, you guys.
Facebook.
Yeah. We're excited to keep bringing you more information and hear from you. So until next time, have a great day, and we look forward to our next meeting.
Absolutely. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.